Alrighty, welcome back everybody. Topside Tuesday. Patrick Morrison here in the booth with Simtrax Broadcasting, getting ready for C2C to bring me week 3. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty excited about what we got coming up here tonight. A&J Custom standings out here tonight right now. Let's go ahead and have a little chat about the standings. Kurt Schatzer is in the lead here for the Pro Late Model. Steven Spies sitting in second, and Jeffrey Kemper. So not too shabby out of these guys, seeing that Steven Spies actually placed second place last week at that last run. Aiden Young ended up going 2 for 2 that night, winning the Pro Lates and the Truck Series. And coming in third for the Pro Lates was Jeffrey Kemper. We're taking a look here on the track right now at this point at Kurt Schatzer, our points leader here at this point. Only leading by 3 points, so the race is pretty tight here at this point. But the standings were brought to you by A&J Custom Creations and is a proud supplier of the Monday Night Madness Outlaw Sprint Series trophies for the winter season. So that is going to move us straight over to qualifying here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look right at it. Qualifying, of course, brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. You guys have seen them before. We've talked about them before, but let's go ahead and talk about them now. Flatline Racing Bodies are, it's actually quality racing bodies, you know, that are produced by former NASCAR Regional Short Track Champion Dan Chapman, the iRacing hotbed of Clarence, Iowa. Let's take a look at some of our times out there on the track and see where these guys are kind of chalking up to be out here so far and see where they are. See if we can get something going on here. Alright, we'll see if we can get something up here in just a moment. Qualifying session right now showing Joseph Grandy, Brandon Templeton, and Kurt Schatzer here in the lead. There we go. Look at me. Got her squared away. So that should be our qualifying times here tonight. And where we are starting out here so far for the night. Here we go. A little on-the-fly repair here. So like I said, Grandy Templeton and Kurt Schatzer are not separated by too much here. Let me see if I can actually squeeze onto the gap here just a little bit and kind of see the separation. These guys are separated by only a few hundredths of a second. So very, very, very close. Coming into this race here tonight. So 3 minutes of qualifying is up. That's going to do it for us and bring us straight to our live event here. Pro Lates are obviously going to be now actually backed here with the Pro Late Model division by Cool Ray, which is really awesome. Glad to see somebody came up with that one and get them out onto the track here and get out being able to see them. But of course that's going to bring us to Heat 1. Heat 1 brought to you by Langton Mechanical. They are a second-to-none heating and air conditioning company in the Hamilton area and promise their customers their own professionally trained Langton specialist, and they'll be there every step of the way. They guarantee their customer satisfaction from start to finish, including sales, installation, and maintenance, servicing of their heating or cooling system. And every equipment sale, installation, and maintenance, the call that you make is backed 100% by Langton Mechanical. Let's see our starting grid here. Starting this one so far, Brandon Dittmer and Isaac Salas here in the front row. That's going to put Gavin Chatham in the third. Kurt Schatzer, our points leader, in the fourth. Brennan Lacey, watch out for him. He's going to be super fast out there tonight in that 414 machine. Patrick Spangler, Triple Crown winner here in sixth. And Barry Goldner starting seventh. So right now, I know when I definitely start seeing these Canadians, the Goldners out here, we're definitely going to see an awesome show here tonight from what these guys can lay down, especially track times and where they can end up. Starting from the front or the back doesn't matter. They seem to know exactly how to get back to the front, and it blows me away at this point. So the drivers that were there for qualifying, they're going to go ahead and move immediately to the A main here. But let's go ahead and get this underway. Pace truck is off. We'll talk a little bit about that pace truck here in a little while. But right now, I want to see how Isaac Salas does leading into this one here. Away they go. Green flag's out. Barney's throwing his shoulder out, and let's get her done. First lap here of the night. Isaac Salas right in front. Doesn't seem to be contested too much as Schatzer slides up 2 positions already, and away they go. Contact already being made here in the back. Patrick Spangler was able to squeeze into 4th, and it looks like Brennan Lacey got in a little bit of trouble here on the bottom. Barry Goldner catching that wall here just a little bit. A little used to the smaller cars, but this one's definitely taking a toll on him here so far. Let's rotate up here to see if we got a battle for the lead. It looks like Isaac Salas is staying out just ahead of Kurt Schatzer here. And Schatzer, I'm sure, won't have a problem staying behind. I know he was behind John Hine when he took his first race win of the season. I'm not seeing Mr. Hine out here tonight, so the professor is going to check out of this one tonight. And maybe we'll see him hopefully next week for the Pro Lates. But it looks like Brennan Lacey getting around again. Definitely taking a hard shot there underneath Gavin Chatham for 5th position. Not too many laps left here in this heat, and this is going to be a tight one. White flag is out. Single file these guys go. Definitely here at Fairbury, you're seeing that high line's working well, except for Brandon Dittmer there as we see him kind of kissing it off the wall. He's had a bounty on his head by the Salty Dog Racing team here for a while. And he survives this one right now, sitting in 3rd. So Salas, Schatzer, Dittmer, and Spangler, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Lacey, Chatham, and Goldner coming in 5, 6, and 7. That is going to do it for that one, moving us to Heat 2, of course, brought to you by Venom Racing Team. Let's take a look at our starting grid here. Here's another Goldner. Stephen Goldner starting in 1st. Randy Streves will be in the 2nd position. Don't forget Jeff Sharp. He'll be right outside that front row, sitting in 3rd. Jeffrey Kemper in the 181. Terry Landis starting in 5th in the 161, so watch out. Don't get those 2 guys mixed up. Terry Landis was definitely putting a lot of laps out here onto the track, trying to see if he could turn his luck around and get a little harder charge here. He is sitting right now in 5th in points, so not too shabby from him so far. Andrew Smith starting in the 6th position, and Nathan Aldrich in the 514. That'll be rounding out our field here for Heat 2. Of course, Heat 2 brought to you by Venom Race Designs. Venom Racing Team, the team here at C2C consists of guys from all ages and parts of the U.S. You'll recognize them from familiar names. Isaac Salas, we just saw how he did winning that last heat. You see Brian Lawson, Kevin Davis, Mark Gilbert, Malachi Smith, and Charlie Weaver. Don't forget Gary Sigelkow to name a few. Venom Racing is a proud sponsor of the 358 Modified Division. Looking pretty well out of there as the guys follow behind the Steve King Foundation truck that goes ahead and dives on off here. Uh-oh. Looks like a little disconnect here from Randy Shreves. Let's see if we can get going. No penalties this week out of any of our runs here tonight. Let's go ahead and get this one up on the screen. Bet you guys would prefer to see that. Here we go. All right, Stephen Goldner here in the front. Jeffrey Kemper sitting 2nd, the 181, trying to get the work done. Already getting hammered around here is Jeff Sharp in that 28 machine. Definitely having some trouble. 514 is going to work on the inside of him here. Oh, boy. 514's around. That's going to start him at the back of the pack for the A main. They're going to get that thing hammered out there just a little bit and get back out there. But check out Jeffrey Kemper. Kind of wall riding there a little bit on the outside. Going to fold the end inside of the outside of the 181 of the Mean Green machine. So far, so good. Right now, it looks like Stephen Goldner might walk away with this one. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Stephen Goldner won the Xfinity Series last Thursday. So he's definitely got some winning under his belt here at this point. White flag should be out here next time around. As Jeffrey Kemper is keeping him close, just about a 1/10 of a second between these two. 181 and Jeffrey Kemper toward the inside. Is he going to have enough? Not just yet. Yeah, not enough speed to carry through there. I saw the left front tire came off the ground trying to really pivot around the turn and wasn't able to get it. So that puts us Goldner, Kemper, Andrew Smith, and Terry Landis sitting 1, 2, 3, and 4. Jeff Sharp and Nathan Aldrich 5 and 6. All right, that is going to bring us to our warm-up. No third heat here tonight, no B main. So that is going to, of course, bring us to our Ohsweken Speedway 3-minute warm-up here. Definitely give these guys another chance to go out there, feel out the track, kind of make it a little more slick. I know, talking to Kurt Schatzer a bunch, he prefers the track being a lot more slick. It lets the car rotate and slide around the turns here. But definitely it was, tough when he was sitting behind Isaac Salas out there. He races clean, but man, I know he's going to be looking for his first win here of the season. To squeeze this one out and try to put some distance on Steven Spies. Seeing Spees not taking behind the wheel here tonight. This is going to allow Schatzer to pull away here a little bit, but not really much pulling away. Jeffrey Kemper is sitting in third place with 135 points, and Kurt Schatzer's only 4 points above him. So as long as that 181 can get a great run here tonight, he should be able to keep Kurt Schatzer pretty close here tonight, and I'm hoping that's hopefully that's what we're going to see. I will admit, I know a bunch of big names out here, not out here tonight. Randy Shreves did suit up, but I don't think he might be on the track here tonight, so Mr. Consistency may have some trouble getting out there onto the track. Joseph Grandy. We do not see Mr. Joseph Grandy or Aiden Young out here, last season's defending champ. So it's odd to see. I think that's why kind of the numbers are looking a little different out here, is just some of our big names. You know, John Hine. Where in the world is he? You know, I'd like to see Trevor Giroux and Trent Verstraeten out there. You know, where are these guys? So definitely out there if they are tuning here into the broadcast. Guys, get your butts back out here and onto the dirt. We got to get those cars dirty. They don't look very pretty sitting in the trailer all nice and clean. Alrighty. Only about another minute left here of the warm-up so far. Could probably take, yeah, let's go ahead and take a little peek. Let's take a peek at some of the best times out there. Right now, Joseph Grandy nailing down a solid time here during the warm-ups. Definitely something different than what we saw during the heat races here. Joseph Grandy seeming to keep that on there. See if we can find Joseph out there. There he is. Out there in the chat, Stella saying all those missing drivers are trying to have a nice holiday. You're probably right. They're probably enjoying that. I know, if I'm not mistaken, I believe even, I think there's a Coolray race going on here pretty soon, but do want to mention the Ohsweken Speedway in the last 15 seconds or so. Catch all the Ohsweken Speedway action every Friday night free on GeForce TV, featuring live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, all free. GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action across all of Ontario. That's going to do it for our warm-up here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get her done. Let's get these guys back out on the track, gridded up for this next round, because this should be an awesome run here. Brought to you by the Super Dirt Car Series starting lineup. The Super Dirt Car Series, the Northeast premier showcasing the big block modified's premier drivers. From Florida to Canada, the Super Dirt Car Series visits some of the most exciting dirt tracks in front of the biggest crowds. The ground-pounding, earth-shattering, window-rattling beasts of the Northeast. It's the Super Dirt Car Series. Let's get right to it. Who is starting on the front? Of course, Joseph Grandy and Brandon Templeton. With fast times during qualifying, they're going to get the first start here. Isaac Salas with that Heat 1 win is going to be starting third with Steven Goldner, who had the Heat 2 win, starting 3 and 4 here. That puts us points leader. Kurt Schatzer starting 5th. Jeffrey Kemper into the 6th position. Brandon Dittmer starting 7th with Andrew Smith in 8th. Not too shabby here as we move to the 5th row with Patrick Spangler sitting 9th and Terry Landis sitting 10th. Brendan Lacey in the 11th and Jeff Sharp sitting 12th. So not too shabby out of most of these drivers out here. Let's see what else we've got out there onto the track. Let's rotate to the final few guys. Gavin Chatham 13th, Nathan Aldrich 14th. Barry Goldner sitting in the 15th position, and I am unsure here, but we're going to take a look and see if Patrick Spangler or Randy Shreves was able to get behind the wheel here. It looks like Spangler might be out of it. I do not see him in the car at this point. 39 machine is down and out here. Randy Shreves sitting in the 56 machine. I think he may have gone back to the trailer. Definitely heartbreaking for him as he's going to be now on the back foot here starting this race here tonight. Go ahead and get to our starting lineup here. Get ready for it. 30 laps here at Fairbury. Let's get it done. Definitely good running here. Joseph Grandy, Brandon Templeton, front row. Green flag is out, and away they go. Definitely bumping and banging back there around the Brandon Dittmer area. As these guys head 3 wide, Isaac Salas immediately sends it here on the inside. Boy, that's going to be tight. Let's take a look here from my area. Oh, contact. It looks like Grandy got caught in it. No yellow flag. Everybody's still alive. Ah, there's the 181. Unfortunately, Jeffrey Kemper looks like he may have taken the worst of this one here. All right, and we're going to try to drum up this replay here real quick. Let's see what happened to Jeffrey Kemper. Looks like there was bumping and banging, but looks like he took the worst of it here. 181 toward the top. You see him check up pretty hard. Grandy and Schatzer get into it. Contact with the wall. Whoa, man. He just kind of turned into a sandwich here. Had nowhere to go. Just got sent around. Boy, that was nasty. Hate to see that for Kemper. All right, that, of course, replay brought to you by Malcolm's Mills Mill Writing. Based in Oakland, Ontario, Canada, Malcolm Mills is a full-service mill writing contractor. Featuring custom welding, fabricating, servicing industrial clients. Don't forget to look them up at mmmmillwriting.com or Malcolm's Mills Millwriting on Facebook. I know sometimes it may be a little bit of a tongue twister out there trying to say that, but Malcolm's Mills Millwriting, and that's how you can find them, guys. All right, Brandon Templeton will be starting on the front head of this one. Kurt Schatzer behind him with Stephen Goldner sitting third. We should be underway here momentarily with the green flag, and there where they go. Starting single file this time. This may slow everybody down a little bit. I'm sure right now Brandon Templeton is super happy about that because now they're killing each other in the back. And Isaac Salas is around, and that's going to bring out our second caution here. Isaac Salas may duck out of this one as he got turned around, and that's going to do it for him. All right, let's take another look at Isaac Salas here. Kind of see what happens to him here. See him sitting behind the 30. Let's speed it up here just a hair. Ooh, right there. Grandy gets into him. Yeah, it looked like Isaac actually had to back up that turn a little bit to really keep from dumping the 30 of Stephen Goldner. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Very interesting. Already 2 cautions in the books here. Hopefully this does not continue to spread like a plague. But we will continue the charge here. Kurt Schatzer sitting second. I'm sure he'd like to get some green flags to see if he can get Brandon Templeton here to make a little fumble here. That way he can get around him. A bunch of drivers. Grandy trying to plow his way toward the front. Right now, Grandy was sitting on the pole back to 4th. All right, here we go. Another restart there. Looks like Templeton got a great jump. Away they go, piling up again here. Terry Landis, look out. Caution back out again. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, I know these guys are kind of hammering each other here. No one's really giving up much of an inch here. I think Jeff Sharp and Brennan Lacey may have made contact first between these two. Let's see if we can get a little closer here. Yeah, Brendan Lacey there in the, yeah, it looks like maybe the 79 or 29 car, I think. Yeah, I think that's 29. These two make contact. And that just kind of, doesn't look like a whole lot of damage on these cars. I will admit, these cars look like they're holding up pretty well out here so far. So it doesn't look like any pit stops from anybody here at this point. I know Jeffrey Kemper did come down on lap 3. Down pit road. And just like that, we're going to be back underway here momentarily. Pace truck is off. And away we go. Let's try this one more time. 5 laps into this thing. Already got a 3rd caution out of here at this point. Brandon Templeton is around. Kurt Schatzer sitting 2nd. Stephen Goldner in the 3rd. Little contact with the wall there. Not a problem. Track's starting to slick up a little bit. 30. Whoa, look at that dive there toward the inside. And Grandy's going to like that because he's going to get a huge run out of turn 2 there. Rotating their way around, definitely making some moves here. Let's see if we can rotate back here to the Terry Landis line on the bottom as always. See if that 161 can hold it here. Ooh, man. Definitely gets real close here to Andrew Smith in the 79. Gap starting to be made. Gavin Chatham sitting in the 99. These two are definitely battling side by side here. As Terry Landis trying to hold the line. He gets it. Terry Landis now into 6th, trying to look for a top 5 position here. Obviously, the practice is paying off for the 161 of Terry Landis here. So he's got a lot more work to do to charge his way back toward the front. But here toward the front, Stephen Goldner seeing if he can hold off Joseph Grandy, who's really been putting the pressure on lately. Not too much, but, man, just definitely something to see here is Brandon Templeton. I want to talk about him a little bit. Brandon Templeton right now is just pulling away from the field here. Definitely has got the line on this track. Must definitely be mixing bowl shape style the way he likes it here, as he's definitely getting away from this one. Templeton sitting first, Kurt Schatzer second. Now let's see Joseph Grandy right now. Joseph Grandy trying to make the moves here, but I believe I saw some contact back here where Jeffrey Kemper is. Kemper trying to make up some time here after a spin-out contact here with Brennan Lacey. 414 getting into him. 181. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, Jeffrey Kemper has got to be screaming inside that helmet at this point because the 414 has just taken the nose off that car. Boy, oh boy, a lot more race here left to go for Jeffrey Kemper. Kemper looks like he got into the backside here of Andrew Smith, and the caution's out. Right now, if Jeffrey Kemper was looking to get a hold of Brennan Lacey in that 414, now's going to be his chance. Let's take a look here at Andrew Smith with the Malcolm's Mills mill riding replay from the top. Let's take a look. Jeffrey Kemper, you see him on the outside. Looked like a rotation up. Yeah, Smith got into the turn a little deep. Not too bad there by Gavin Chatham to avoid that one. Great job by all our drivers out there. Most of them, you know, just unable to get out of there unscathed. All right, let's bring us back live here. Jeffrey Kemper still trying his charge up toward the front. No, it looks a little different, saying it's him charging toward the front when the ticker's kind of munching away like that. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Isaac Salas has taken it to the garage. He may be practicing for the race tonight in the Truck Series. If I'm not mistaken, Charlotte Motor Speedway is where we're going to be. One of my favorite tracks. Hopefully they don't ruin it. But Brandon Templeton, 31 machine up front all night here so far. Not a problem. The only one who hasn't lost a whole bunch of spots here is Brandon Templeton. Kurt Schatzer is up 3. Aldrich and Goldner up 4 apiece, along with Landis and Brennan Lacey. So a lot of drivers moving up. Isaac Salas, biggest loser here tonight, 11 positions down. So he's got a lot more work to do. Alrighty, Brandon Templeton staying out front of Kurt Schatzer. Schatzer staying alive. Definitely trying to hold him in tight. He only had about 3/4 of a second lead on him last time. But Schatzer, we know for him, sending it late, and here it comes. Down toward the bottom, Schatzer goes, not enough speed. Oh no, contact made back here. Brennan Lacey's in the middle of it again. 414 machine definitely banging around that 83. 83, we saw him sideways coming down the front stretch. And right now, Kemper has crosshairs on that 414. 181 hanging back, though, because he sees a bunch of trouble happening in front of him. As Brennan Lacey trying to push his way back front. Can he get enough speed here to do anything about it? 83's got the turn exit here. Taking a look up there at our tower right now. Kurt Schatzer still off by about 3/4 of a second off Brandon Templeton. And right now, if Templeton can keep his restarts and stay clean the rest of the race, this might be his race to lose. Yeah, so far so good out of Brennan Lacey, staying on that top line here, catching up with his buddy Steven Goldner in the 30. Oh man, Goldner trying the slider here, connects there. Oh man, definitely watching it happen. Almost looked like Lacey got Goldner back there into the back and now is connected with Jeffrey Kemper in the 181. Jeffrey Kemper going to be on the hard charge now to stay, keep going up on the way up front. Contact made with the wall here. As we're starting to see a lot of pro late model drivers out here with some bent right rear quarter panels. Definitely using the wall the best they can to make contact. There it is again. 30 of Steven Goldner back into the wall. Pace car is out. As we were talking about Steven Goldner, Barry Goldner's in this one. Let's take a look back here at Barry Goldner. Let's gotta see what happened to him. Oh, yep, just over-rotated. Yeah, not too shabby there. Man. I'll say, if you saw that move by Andrew Smith there, kind of watch that one kind of peel away in front of him. Was able to go ahead and stay out there. Kurt Schatzer's going to have to figure out a different line here if he wants to keep up with Brandon Templeton. No, he's not going to be looking forward to another second-place finish here. He wants to go ahead and nail a win. But right now, if I am not mistaken, Brandon Templeton sitting 14th in points. He has only participated in one race here so far. So that's kind of what's going to happen here, unfortunately. These guys definitely need consistency, especially showing up here to the track. When they start falling off, you start missing races. People get, guys start losing positions here, and just not enough to stay out there. But Schatzer almost has to be on the gas here before Brandon Templeton on this one, so he doesn't get away. Joseph Grandy sitting third. Got to be feeling pretty comfortable about that. Right now, he's under fire here pretty heavy by Brandon Dittmer. Dittmer looking really hard there on the outside, but Grandy shuts the door. Contact made by Steven Goldner, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Terry Landis in the 161. Slide up in front, and contact's made. Here we go. Definitely mashing each other to pieces here so far. The 181 of Jeffrey Kemper still trying to slide through. Just can't seem to find a hole here. Yeah, it looks as soon as Kemper tries to get out of there, he gets pinched. Goldner in front, Goldner to the side, and Dittmer in front of him. Definitely trying to get around. Right now, hardest charger, 7th position so far is Brendan Lacey in the 414. Seeing a couple different routes Brendan Lacey has taken here, but Grandy's got to block this line. As next time around, we got the white flag. All right, bro, looks like Brendan Lacey's going to try it here. Toward the inside, no can do. White flag's out. Kurt Schatzer, has he got anything for Templeton? It doesn't look like it. About a second off the lead here. That's going to go ahead and bring us Brandon Templeton. Kurt Schatzer, and I think Brendan Lacey. Slider on Grandy. Grandy sees it. Grandy! Got him. Oh, my gosh. Grandy got him. Whoa. Wow, wow, wow. Excellent job. Yeah, Joseph Grandy. I mean, that was close. But Grandy just edges him out here. Right there at the end. Look like Brendan Lacey's out there kind of crashing those guys up. All right, that is going to do it for our guys here so far here in the Pro Late Models. This is going to definitely shuffle a lot of the drivers out here for what is, kind of what is upcoming here at this point. Coming into tonight, and especially points-wise, I'm definitely interested to see what comes of this. You know, these guys just having so much room, so much time, that really where is the best place to be? It's hard to say at this point. As Joseph Grandy, we're gonna see if I can run him down here and see if we can talk to him at this point. Alrighty, I think I got him. Joseph Grandy, you got a copy on me here, bud? All right, man, dude. Talk to me about tonight. What in the world do we got going on here, man?
I was expecting to go from first to last, pretty much. I hate this track and was not too familiar running them with these cars, and I don't know how the hell I stayed in third, but I did.
All right, man. Well, definitely scored on the pole here tonight, so you can't say you completely hated the track. It just seems you were under fire a whole bunch tonight. Jeffrey Kemper had your number. Brendan Lacey really put some moves on there, and definitely Isaac Salas there in the 05. I mean, any guys you were nervous about kind of sending you to the back?
Not just myself. I got into the turn when my car didn't rotate there. I messed up pretty good, and that sent me back a few spots. Then I got the hang of it pretty good. I think Isaac hit the wall, and then I ended up spinning him. And then from there, it was all right. Towards the end, Lacey was way faster than me. He just couldn't get around me.
All right, man. Right now, if I am not mistaken, Joseph Grandy, you were setting 9th. Third place finish should help you slide up, especially with the consistency of you showing up each and every night, man. Awesome job. 518 car coming third. Go ahead and give me your shout-outs here, bud.
Appreciate it. Like to thank West End Towing and Repair, Catalytic Recovery. Like to thank you for the broadcast, Coast2Coast, and all their sponsors and the guys that keep it running every week.
All righty. You the man, Joseph Grandy. We'll keep an eye out for you, bud.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
All right, everybody. That's Joseph Grandy. That's going to move us to our second place finisher here tonight, Kurt Schatzer. Definitely, we've been watching out for this guy. He has definitely been on the move here as of late. Right now, our points leader, Kurt Schatzer. You got a copy on here, bud?
Yeah, I hear you, Patrick.
All righty, Kurt, man. What a run it was here tonight. You moved up 3 positions, increased your chances here of gaining more points here tonight. But it seems like there's a win waiting in the wings for you. You know, I mean, is it coming soon here, bud?
Oh, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, these guys are tough here, and I don't know. Sometimes when you get up front there, I start thinking about points and try not to get a little risky there. So sometimes I might settle in and get a little too comfortable.
All right.
So
It's definitely tough, man, because it just seems like you just got to break that next wall. You're right there. I mean, we get a second. We're getting pretty close. You finished second behind John Hine in the first race, man, and here you are. Yes, you're leading in the points, but it's going to get so much closer and so much tighter here toward the end. I hope you're able to break that wall. What do you think it's going to take? I mean, is there a certain track that you can call out that you say, this is the one?
I don't know. I can't really say on tracks. I mean, it's just getting through qualifying and being able to start close enough to up front and stay out of trouble and have everything go your way. It's a lot. Luck plays a lot to do with this.
Alrighty, well, Knoxville will be your next chance on Tuesday in the Pro Late Model Division to give that one a shot there, bud. All right, Kurt Schatzer, 218 car able to survive here tonight. Second place finish. Go ahead and give me a shout-out here, bud.
Yeah, Dirt Track Bank, Jay over there. They do a lot for racers around the country. Joe Halter over there, Got Your Six Racing Network, and all the boys on Hammer Down Racing, Brandon Templeton, Brian Dickens. I got to congratulate my boy Brandon there for getting the win. So you guys in the broadcast for coming out, and Roger, everybody giving us a place to race every week.
All right, awesome job, Kurt Schatzer, man. I'm excited to see you come away with a win here soon, man. I'm rooting for you.
I'll try there.
All right, Kurt. Talk to you later, bud. All right, everybody. That is going to bring us to our race winner here. That's going to be, of course, Brandon Templeton. Brandon, talk to me here, bud. How would this, with any doubt in your mind, coming away with the win on this?
Yeah, I had quite a bit of doubt, actually. I haven't really picked up the wheel or raced anything, since middle of last week. So coming in here was just getting the feet back under me and, able to get the top two and qualifying. That meant a lot, and be able to get up on the front row. But just kept it clean. It was a blessing to have a teammate behind me in Kurt. So I knew I was going to get raced pretty good, and overall just pulled it off.
Yeah, definitely was feeling pretty good there. I know, nailing second for qualifying, not having to compete in those heats, that had to give you a boost of confidence that, all right, I'm not going to damage myself. I'm not going to wear myself down, but this will be our time to push your way forward. Anybody out there on the track that you were more concerned of really taking this win away from you?
Well, Grandy's been real fast all night, and especially just lately overall, he's just absolutely on fire, setting fast times every night. So for sure, I was kind of worried about him getting up there. And in the back of my mind, I had, that maybe that bottom would come in. I know it did in the midgets, and I kind of got burned there. So I was kind of thinking that could happen again, but stuck to the top and kept the spoiler at least as clean as I could, and brought it home.
All righty, man. You definitely got it done. Yeah, I will agree with you there with Joseph Grandy. I know he's been placing a lot by 8th, 9th positions here, but, he's definitely getting himself a lot of quality top fives, and he's got a lot of strong guys like you in front of him. So, he's definitely looking up, trying to figure out how to beat you guys. But what was really the key here tonight about winning? I mean, did the track just slicking up perfectly for you? Was there just enough cushion, or wall riding a little bit was kind of your secret here?
No, I didn't want to get up on the wall because I knew once the spoiler got bent in a little bit, it does scrub speed off on the late models especially. So I was trying to get up there close as I could, but without actually tapping into it. And for the most part, the slick paid off because it made it a lot tougher to run up there. And when you're out front, just hitting your rhythm, I guess it's a lot easier than when you're behind trying to figure things out. So that worked out in my favor too.
All righty, beautiful run here tonight, man. You come away with your first race win. Definitely keep up the good work here, man, because got to keep the consistency of showing up here. I know you're down. You'll have a win here. This will slide you up in the points, but, man, you can't miss any more races because Kurt Schatzer, Spies, and Kemper are going to keep pulling away from you here, Templeton.
Yeah, I'll show up and chase wins when I can, but with got 3 little girls, and they're in a lot of sports, and a nephew that's playing a lot of sports, and so I don't want to miss that stuff and get in here and race when I can.
Woo, that's what I'm talking about, man. All right, well, you already gave me a shout-out for your little girls, so go ahead and give me the rest of them, bud.
I got to thank Malvern Bank and Dirt Track Bank. Jay, they're doing a lot of work, supporting us, supporting what Joe's got going on for veterans over there, doing all that. Thanks also Got Your Six Racing Network, Hammer Down Racing Team, Joe, Kurt, and Brian. We're chatting every day. Thanks to everything they do, helps all of us out. So VMR E-Wraps, Extreme Images, Maley's Makery, Big C's Lawn Care, M9 Setups, Gambler Motorsports for sponsoring Topside Topside Tuesdays, Sim Tracks, and you, Patrick, for putting this on and making it exciting to watch. Thanks.
All right, bud, man. I'm excited to see what you got for us next week as we head to Knoxville. I know a lot of guys are going to be hanging their heads like, oh, man, what am I going to do? But they'll keep their eyes on you as you come away with your first race win. Brandon Templeton in the 31 Pro Late Model. Great job tonight, bud.
Thanks.
All right, everybody, and that's going to do it here for our Pro Late Models. Brandon Templeton, Schatzer in second, and Joseph Grandy sitting third. Keep in mind, Brennan Lacey with 7 positions up, nailing a 4th place finish. Brandon Dittmer in the 5th. Jeffrey Kemper nailed 6th. Started there, ended there. Stephen Goldner in the 7th. Terry Landis 8th. Jeff Sharp 9th. Andrew Smith nailed into 10th. That will put us from 11th back. Aldrich, Goldner, Chatham, and Isaac Sal sitting 11th through 14th. Spangler and Shreves did not take the wheel here tonight. That is going to round it up for the dirt. I don't know about you guys. I think we've played enough in the dirt. It's time to play on the asphalt. Right after this commercial, we'll be right back, and let's see what these guys can do at the famous Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Hi, my name is Olivia Olson. I am an industrial engineering senior and club volleyball member here at Penn State.
And I'm Alex Ryan, a computer science senior and another club volleyball member. And we're excited to announce that we're planning to dance in Thon 2023.
Thon is a 46-hour, no sitting, no sleeping dance marathon aimed towards raising funds to support those affected by childhood cancer. It is the largest student-run philanthropy in the entire world. We'll be dancing in honor of one of our best friends, Jesse King. Jesse is also a part of club volleyball, but a lot of us would consider him family. Immediately, freshman year, Alex and I clicked with Jesse and all the other new members of club volleyball. We went to the dining hall together for a lot of our meals, spent weekends together, and ended up going on vacations together. It really does feel like family to us.
Going into junior year, Jesse was supposed to live with myself and a few of our other friends, but he was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in March of 2021. He's been through chemotherapy, it's been a year since he's finished radiation, and we can officially say that he has no active cancer. Currently, he's undergoing physical and cognitive therapies.
Thanks to Thon and Four Diamonds, the King family and many other families have yet to see a bill related to medical expenses, hotels, parking, gas fees, and all other related travel expenses. It just goes to show that every dollar raised truly does go a distance. It allows families to focus on the recovery of their child as opposed to financial stress.
Because of this, we've got to spend a lot more time with Jesse and his family, who are the nicest people in the world. They throw awesome tailgates, and every time we see them, a little bit more of the Jesse that we know and love peeks through.
Until then, we are fully committed to the mission of Thon and Four Diamonds by raising funds to support the Kings and all the other families affected by childhood cancer.
With Thon less than 100 days away, we're asking that you consider donating. Regardless of the amount, it will make an immense impact. To donate to our donor drive, please scan the QR code or click the included link.
If donating isn't in your cards today, please share this video with those around you. Help us get our fundraising past the finish line.
This is a race that families can't afford to lose.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
At Coolray Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical, we've proudly been the leader in serving the Southeast since 1966. And nobody is more committed to delivering industry-leading excellence to the Nashville community than we are. We're number one because we've got the best and brightest HVAC technicians, plumbers, and electricians. And you can count on us 24/7, 7 days a week. Go to Coolray.com to learn more.
Alrighty, here we are back after the commercials. We are taking a little peek at these guys racing around here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. If I'm not mistaken, I believe qualifying will begin around 8:45, but that's no fear. We're going to go ahead and get started with it. Let's talk about our race winners last week. Aiden Young, Chris Schaefer, and Robert Lynch, 1, 2, and 3. Definitely should be a good showing out here. If I'm not mistaken, I got most of those guys out here on the track tonight, except Aiden Young. Aiden Young is not showing up here tonight. I think he had some pre-existing things he had to get squared away. We're taking a look here at actually Robert Lynch. He's nailed himself a third place here practice time. Looking pretty solid here so far, sitting in the 121 Chevrolet. Matthew Robinson out here in the 15 Ford. Keep in mind, no penalties here in the pickup cup here after last week's race. A little bit of a kind of a crash 'em up race, but this is a growing league. We're going to try to square everything away. But I think these guys are going to go ahead, launch now, and get rocking and rolling here for the night. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got squared away for you here tonight here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Gambler Motorsports Topside Tuesday. 60 laps, 2 faster pairs, and 50% fuel. I know sometimes the fuel doesn't matter. I take a couple of cautions here and there. They'll be able to top off. Biggest thing I want to keep in mind is that temperature of 80 degrees out there on the track. once again, these guys are going to have to wait long enough for these tires to heat up, for them to make contact, stay stuck, and continue out there on the track to remain some fast times out here. This, of course, being the Tim Chapman Pickup Cup. I'm excited to see what these guys have to lay down here tonight on the track. Right now, we're taking a look there at, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the 15 here of Matthew Robinson. Don't know if something happened there. He's coming back down pit road. Yeah, unsure if something happened there. Roger Craig in the 747 Chevrolet. He's going to see if he can get himself a solid time out here. All right, now I don't have anybody out there at this point with a solid time down just yet. Chris Schaefer, obviously, he's out there per my ticker. He's getting ready to slide past the line, so he may be our first guy on the pole here, but we'll see here in just a moment. It looks like John Mateo got it, the pole here so far. If you guys remember anything of the last race, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was Atlanta. He got sent above the stands. And above our broadcast booth, we saw him actually get launched above there. So whatever producer or programmer out there thought it was a fantastic idea that when two cars collide to send him to the ceiling is beyond me. Let's rotate here to Robert Lynch. Look like he's looking pretty slick there. Brand new paint job for him here tonight. Still sitting third. Oof. Caught the wall there a little bit, and that's going to slow him down big time here tonight. So a little scrape there on the side of the truck, and he's going to be back underway trying to catch that one back up. And, man, look at that. Liking that. Looking good. Looking good. All right. Let's see if we got anybody else. Jeffrey Kemper, we saw how his night went in the Pro Lates. Right now sitting 6th. John Mateo still with a fast time out there. Not too fast. As Jackson Lomax in the 96 is going to see if he can do anything out here. Right now sitting 2nd. A little bit slower time. Yeah, one actually mentioned out there, looking at number 12, Gary Sigelkow right now in the top 15. As long as that number 25 Chevrolet got his head on a swivel, I think he should do quite well tonight for Gary Sigelkow. Brendan Lacey just nailed a 12th place start. Holy cow, we'll flip over to him momentarily here. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, right now, Brendan Lacey on a tear here. Just nailed down a fast lap there. Setting 12th, Gavin Chatham in the 99 Chevrolet. He'll be starting 6th. So right now, I don't have too many guys. Here's Christopher Berger. There he is. I always call this Jackson Lomax's wingman, or vice versa. Boom. There he is. Getting real close. Nice shot. 4th place start is where he's going to be. Fantastic run there by the number 2. Yeah, right now at this point, I've got 30 drivers locked and loaded into this one. We'll see if Steven Goldner gets behind the wheel here tonight in the number 30 Ford. Barry Goldner has gone out there and nailed himself down a time. Still got a minute left here of qualifying. Take a look at Roland Olson. Proud sponsor of the Xfinity Night, which is on Thursdays. You'll meet Travis Piercefield there with Extreme eSpeed TV. Here comes Roland with his first lap down. Gotta hurry up here. He's got about 45 seconds, 29th place. It's all right, trying to warm up the tires. Let's see if we can get a little squeezed up a little higher for the Salty Dogs here. See if we can run these guys down. Tell you who I don't see, the number 1 of Joseph Canellis. I did not see him out here. Come on, rolling. 20 seconds, bud. You got it. Let's see what we got here. 29th place is where he is. Excellent. 29th to 16th. Can't complain about that. It definitely jumps about half the field here into the 16th position. And that should wrap it up for us here, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to do it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That is going to move us straight to live. Of course, Tim Chapman Racing Pick-Up Cup here tonight. We'll talk about the standings here momentarily, but we're going to go ahead and get these guys gridded up and squared away out here on the track. There they are. There they are, looking good. Looking good. All right, let's talk about who's starting on the front. John Mateo, we saw what what that run was, and man, did it put down a fast time as he goes ahead and gets the pole here tonight. Jackson Lomax starting second, Tim Chapman third. Christopher Berger starting fourth with Kyle Moonen sitting fifth and Andrew Smith sixth. Not surprising, Gavin Chatham starting seventh with Jeffrey Kemper into the eighth position. Sean Grace and Brad Wetzel starting in your fifth row here. Sixth row will be Robert Lynch and Jeremy Tate. Robert Lynch has a lot of success here in the Charlotte Motor Speedway, so I definitely expect to see him moving up, along with Brennan Lacey. Brennan Lacey in the 13th position in the 414 machine. We'll see how he moves his way up. Gary Sigakow starting 14th. Nathan Aldrich 15th with Roland Olson in the 16th position. Keep in mind, Mr. Consistency of Randy Shreve starting 18th with Andy Patton on the inside of him starting 17th. So definitely a big mix-up here. Preston Cranmer and Matthew Robinson. You want to talk about two fast guys actually starting really on the back third of the pack here, starting 19th and 20th. Chris Schaefer starting 21st with Steven Bixler in the 22nd position. Neil Strausser, everybody's favorite driver out there, in the 68 machine starting 23rd with Pat Boyce starting 24th. Let's see what the last of our guys here so far. Terry Landis starting 25th with John Rayner. Watch out for that 302 truck. He's going to be definitely trying to prove something here tonight, starting 26th. Roger Craig 27th with Devo starting in the 28th position. The number 5 going to be on a tear here to definitely prove something from the back. Definitely must be looking for the hard charge reward here. Bill Calder will be starting 29th with Barry Goldner sitting 30th. I believe, if I am not mistaken, Brandon Ishkenyon, Dustin Renstedel, these guys will be in RC tonight, so they'll be our eyes in the sky, showing 31st and the 32nd position. But I do not believe Steven Goldner, I do not believe he will be taking the wheel here tonight. So that is going to round it out for our field, starting there at that 30th position here. Definitely as these guys get squared away and ready to run here at Charlotte. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too, because this should be really a great run from most of our drivers here tonight as they get ready here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Yeah, Charlotte Motor Speedway, only a mile and a half for these guys to figure it out here. The biggest turn you're going to see the most trouble out of is the exit of 4, entry into the tunnel turn. These guys are definitely going to get, the car's going to get way, way tight and try to sling them into the wall, and that is exactly what they don't want, is having that angle of trying to come out of the turn, try to maintain their line, and not slide up and smash into the wall or each other. But boy, I put it for this league, really putting on a great show. I think these guys can do it, and we're going to see how well they can do it. John Mateo getting a solid start here in the front. He's got to be feeling pretty confident there in that 82 Ford. Now is his time to shine here and really make it happen. Make it happen, but boy, oh boy, right now, I don't know what it's going to take to break the two guys apart here in these Toyotas. And the ones I'm talking about is Jackson Lomax in the 96 and Christopher Berger sitting in the number 2 right there on that high side. These guys are almost like magnets. They are attracted to each other. They can push their way around the track, and they know exactly where each other are at this point. But those matching paint jobs definitely tell me something. They're going to be working together. So let's go ahead and get this one underway here as Barney has got the green flag out. John Mateo is going to take us away here on our first start here of the night. 60 laps to get it done here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. John Mateo's taking this inside line here. Seems to be working. A little wiggle here from the back already. 37 to Tim Chapman's got a little bit of a gap here. Tries to split the two, but Kyle Moonen says, nope, no thank you. Down on the bottom he goes. Kyle Moonen trying to see if he can get enough fresh air here to dive into 3 as Tim Chapman stays toward the top. Sponsor of the league, rotating on the top. No more South Park theme for him. Rolling in the Good Wrench vehicle. Let's see if he can keep that Chevrolet rolling here at this point. Kyle Moonen, his Chevrolet, trying to see if he can find a gap and doesn't find it here yet. Rotating back here, looks like, if I'm not mistaken, Sean Grace in the 27, starting to get loose already. Right now, I bet you that 43 is puckered up at this point. Robert Lynch is watching it happen. And Robert Lynch dials back here and definitely tries to stay away from it. Gavin Chatham touches the bottom apron and bounces off. Got to be careful. There's that tunnel turn, and that's what I was nervous about. You see Chatham rotate up that track here a little bit as we get a little bit of an aerial view here of the trucks going by. Yeah, not too shabby by our drivers here so far, liking this at this point. Rotating back, you see a couple of our guys dropping it off the track here as we get a nice shot of the tower. I think mine will do just fine. But Gavin Chatham still holding this bottom line here. Sean Grace looking behind him. seeing if anything can happen. I talk about these guys being magnets. Berger is now dropped down to 5th. And Jackson Lomax still hanging in the 2nd position. Grace toward the top. Oh, man. Sean Grace in the 27. Let's see if he can hold it here. Definitely these two guys getting super close. There's the loose. Yeah, I give it to Gavin Chatham trying to pinch him down. But, man, we got a lot more race to go here. I don't know if I'd make that move so early in the race. Robert Lynch slides down toward the bottom here, seeing if he can get an angle. Mateo with about a half-second lead here in the front. Definitely got a nice, comfortable lead, and that's exactly where you want to be. Single file most of this field is, except Jeffrey Kemper. Remember I said he's going to be looking to turn his luck around, especially how the Pro Late models went. Kemper now battling on the outside of Brad Wetzel here. Definitely looking good so far here in the 181 machine. Definitely good moves here by Jeffrey Kemper, but if I'm not mistaken, rotating up front, we got a battle for 2nd here. Tim Chapman tries to cut that corner just a little bit and doesn't get him. Right now, Jackson Lomax saw it coming, didn't have to block too much. 37 just didn't have the line. Kyle Moonen waiting his turn, sitting in 4th. He started 5th. So already on the move, less than 10 laps into it, and we got guys moving around. Biggest movers here, as I said, we got a few drivers here who were in the back. Speaking of which, Matthew Robinson, we talked about how he was in the back, starting 20th, has already slid up 14th. So awesome job by him as we watch as the 414 of Brendan Lacey kiss it off the wall there, and now he's going to move up to 13th. Right now, Matthew Robinson on a tear here, up 7 positions, looking good here so far. First caution, there it is. Boy, I was going to say, this is going to be a heck of a race, and we ain't got nothing yet. Looks like Roland Olson is around. Telling by the tire tracks here, this may be a single car wreck. But we're going to go ahead and see if we can drum it up for you here. Let's take a quick look and see what happened to Roland Olson here in his 48 Chevrolet and kind of see kind of what boiled down to get to this point. Let's take a look. Roland Olson in the 48 machine here. Oh. Yeah, it looked like he rotated up. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the 23 of Chris Schaefer. So the woes continue for the 23. Oh, man, look at the Salty Dog split. Oh, man, look at the Salty Dog split. Excellent job. Good heads-up driving by all these drivers out here so far. Good heads up. Yeah, it looked like just a little lapse here by Roland Olson rotating up the track. And I just don't think he expected that one to happen here. Take a look at it from another angle. Yeah, Chris Schaefer's got nowhere to go here. Roland Olson rotates up. Clips him here, so it looks like Schaefer may have to use one of his first fast repairs here. Schaefer definitely trying to get down the track and out of the way here. But look at the 75. The 75 of Steven Bixler here. Man, what a driving etiquette here. Did you see that? He came around, didn't see the wreck happen, and was still able to dodge out of the way. Let's take a ride along here with Steven Bixler. Let's watch what he does. Dodge is rolling. Dodge is 23. Yeah, good move. Just right place, right time. Excellent job. Excellent, excellent job. So far, so good here for Roland Olson. For Steven Bixler as he slides himself into the 23rd position. He unfortunately has lost one position here so far. But Roland Olson, if I'm not mistaken, down pit road he went. Now will be in the 31st. No repair for him as that car is still scuffed up pretty bad here. 3 drivers came down. Chris Schaefer, Steven Goldner, and Roland Olson. Back down pit road these guys go. Chris Schaefer back down pit here. We got to try to chase this back down. There we go. Had a little bit of a hiccup there. We are A-OK. Everything's squared away now. Bringing us to our front row. Pace car lights are still on. So it looks like we're going to be going around one more lap here. Looking pretty good here so far as everybody's getting finished with their pit stops here. To move it around. Pace car lights should be out this time around. We'll talk about the standings here just a little bit. If I am not mistaken, I believe Zach Chapman, our points leader, is not here tonight. Zach Chapman right now leading 129 points here. Him being a no-show here is really going to kill him on the points. That's going to knock him way down. That puts us to our second place person, and that being Gavin Chatham, who's right now sitting in the 8th position at this point. Right now, Gavin Chatham sitting second in points. He is going to overtake points as long as he can have a clean finish here. Whoop, 27 to Sean Grace here. What in the world? There we go. I've been adjusting something in the race car there. Preston Cranmer is sitting tied in for the second spot with 123 points. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, Preston Cranmer is rotated back here in the 18th position. Only up one position here so far. He may be kind of waiting out this track here. But we'll see if these guys can kind of keep it going here and get their way back up front. Definitely a few drivers here we see kind of shifting around here a little bit. Still hardest charger right now is Matthew Robinson. Stephen Goldner is up 5 positions, but he's sitting 28th. And Roger Craig is up 5 positions, sitting 22nd. Right now, the top 3 are unchanged. Coming to our next restart. All right. Pace car's off. Let's get ready to get it done here. Let's go for another round here. Green flag is out. There you go, Barney Scholl. Oh, boy. Looks like Tim Chapman missed the shift here. Uh-oh. Holy cow. Great job by the rest of the field having to really check up here. Tim Chapman slings all the way back to 9th. And jams the whole field. You definitely saw the accordion there. Good heads-up driving by our drivers out there. Wow. Wow, Tim Chapman. Definitely missed a shift there from 3rd back to 10th. That now allows Moonin to run down John Mateo here in the 82. Mateo trying to stay out front. Kyle Moonin gives him a little pop here. Definitely runs him fast into turn 1. Don't think that wasn't a power move there, because it was. Kyle Moonin runs up behind the 82. Bumps him from behind to add a little more speed into his turn, but the 82 of John Mateo handles it. Rotates through the turn just fine here. Now stays out in front of the 24 machine. John Mateo and Kyle Moonin starting 1 and 2. Christopher Berger in the back here, battling along with Andrew Smith in the 79. Looks like Berger's already got some damage to the right side of that race car. Woof. Quick slice in front of Gavin Chatham there. Gavin Chatham is chased here by Brad Wetzel in the 43 Chevrolet, and Nathan Aldrich behind him. It's a lot of interesting driving out here. Definitely you see a lot of guys kind of sliding back and forth here, trying to look for an angle. Kyle Moonin trying to keep John Mateo close here. All right, making a little contact with the wall back here. Definitely saw some of that smoke coming off the wall. Tires smoking on the safer barrier out there. But right now, Jeffrey Kemper down onto the bottom. And it looks like Brendan Lacey's up top. Right now, it looks like rolling out of pit is Jackson Lomax here. Something might have happened to that 96 Toyota. Definitely hard cutting for them. Brendan Lacey gets the best of Kemper here, and now Lacey's in the 10th. Tim Chapman has rotated up to 9th. Yeah, back on lap 13, Jackson Lomax came down, so I don't know if something happened there to his race car. But we're taking a look here at Preston Cranmer. Definitely getting the best of the track here at this point, fighting for 11th position here. Preston Cranmer still pushing, one of the admins here at the Coast2Coast Racing League. Definitely trying to work it here on the inside. Seems he's got it. Matthew Robinson's going to see if he can get a 2-for-1 deal here. Oh! Jeffrey Kemper contacts the wall here. Now going to fall way back. Lynch is around. 68 and Neil Strausser's around. It looks like Lomax is going to get around. Keep in mind, Lomax is a couple laps down here. And falling back. Big battle up here. Sean Grace in front of Christopher Berger, Nathan Aldrich, and looks like Brad Wetzel trying to get in the mix. But not so fast as Berger here on the outside. Oof. Berger on the bottom there. 5:14 of Nathan Aldrich into the wall. Definitely good mix-up by most of our drivers here. Definitely, we're definitely seeing a different kind of driving here. I will admit. I know last week it was kind of a mashup there. Trying to figure out, kind of where everybody's place needed to be. But it's definitely a lot better here tonight that we're seeing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 19 laps into a 60-lap run here. John Mateo still leads this one. Kyle Moonen holding him with about half a second here. Andrew Smith sitting third. Gavin Chesson fourth. And Sean Grace sitting in that fifth position. Definitely trying to see if he can get that Red Bull machine up toward the front. Right now, a solid top 5 would be doing pretty well for him at this point. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, Sean Grace sitting 10th in points. He lost 8 from the last race, 8 positions. Aiden Young will be the next one he has to chase down with 101 points he has. With Aiden Young being a no-show here tonight, that should give Sean Grace a leg up. Gavin Chatham may be our new points leader here at the end of this one there in that 99 machine. But still on the charge, a couple of these drivers. Neil Strausser is up 9 positions, sitting 14th. So Neil Strausser still trying to get a good move here. Right now, not surrounded by anybody, so he's got to be feeling pretty good about it. But right now, you're going to need that draft here pretty soon, bud, as that fuel window is going to start getting pretty tight. Definitely his fuel windows out there. They're going to be pretty kind of squeezed here at this point. Definitely tonight, kind of what we're seeing back and forth. Right now, that pit window sitting about that 21 to 26 range. Brennan Lacey back in the wall. Wow. Yeah, definitely that's going to allow Neil Strausser to sneak on around. So Strausser's up 10 positions. But still, hardest charger. Right now, Stephen Goldner sitting in 20th position. He is up 13. But if we rotate to the top 15, that puts us back to Matthew Robinson, who is now charged up 11 positions, setting 9th. Feeling pretty confident about the race here tonight. Yeah, not too bad. John Mateo really putting on the moves here at this point. Kyle Moonen, I don't think he's got anything for John Mateo. This may be his chance to win it. If I'm not mistaken, John Mateo is actually sitting 36th in points. He comes away with a win here. This is going to give him a huge boost. And really rocket launch his charge in the points here tonight. Probably land him somewhere about above 15th position here, so that's going to work out well for him. Looks like Preston Kramer still battling back here for that 10th position around Tim Chapman. Looks like he gets it, and he does. Tim Chapman sitting in 11th. Jeremy Tate into 12th, and Neil Strausser on the outside. Neil Strausser's going to take 12th. So around he goes. Watch for the fuel window here as these guys are going to start coming down pit. As I say that, I believe Bill Calder. I think he may have had some hot tires here. Bill Calder may be around. All right, pit lane is starting to heat up. John Mateo, our leaders, are coming down. Kyle Moonen down. Definitely look at that dive here. Kyle Moonen picking up the pace here down pit road. And Moonen might actually have a heck of a shot here, seeing that he's entered his box first. Definitely want to keep an eye on these two because this may be a lead change here. 24 out of his box. Mateo's got to go. Kyle Moonen finally gets it. So we saw before that actually a second and a half behind was Moonen. And now he'll take the lead from Mateo after all these guys pit. Chatham obviously has to pit. We're seeing Robert Lynch, Neil Strausser coming down pit. So far, so good, as most of these guys still hanging out right now in the lead. Sean Grace, as Gavin Chatham is coming down pit road. Guys are mixing up all over the track here at this point. So most of your favorite drivers are going to be shuffled around the track. See if we can take a kind of a look. You see how everybody's kind of getting all mixed up here. Oh, man. No. No. Right now, heartbreaker here. I've got a car around, and if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Consistency has bit it here. And it's shown me at this point that Randy Shreves might have eaten it here, as we are now under caution. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's kind of see if we can take a peek and see what happened to Randy Shreves here. Whoa! Yeah, just set of worn tires here. Cold asphalt surface, worn tires, and then boom. Oh, you see that? Did you? Oh my gosh. Right now, if you're Jackson Lomax, you gotta be hanging your head here at this point. Watch Randy Shreves. He clips the wall here. Everything's A-okay. He stops and takes it to the garage. Watch right here. What did he hit? Man. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. All right, that's going to bring us our guys back down pit road again. Most of our guys right now, 13th and up, are pitting. So this should definitely shuffle up the field. Seeing if these guys have pit, if I'm not mistaken, Sean Grace, Brad Wetzel, and Matthew Robinson, 1, 2, and 3, they will retain top spots here. As our original leaders, Kyle Moonen, right now sitting 14th. Gavin Chatham sitting 15th, and Jeffrey Kemper sitting in the 16th position. John Mateo from lead to 19th. Wow, that is definitely a big switch up here. I'm interested to see how this one kind of unfolds here. I'm not 100% sure what happens at this point. So as the pace car lights go off, the rest of the lapped cars or anybody will going to get pushed around for the wave around here. And these guys got to get hammered down to get caught back up. Alrighty, Stellar out there. Yeah, you saw that hit. It was definitely a phantom car out there. Definitely a mix-up there, and definitely, it's interesting to see kind of how everybody kind of squeezes their way around, and not really a good angle, and where these guys need to be and squared off in this one. Definitely interesting to see. I mean, I think it's just about flip the field at this point. So Sean Grace, I mean, all these guys have moved up. Sean Grace is up 8 positions in his Toyota. That puts us with Brad Wetzel up 8 positions in the second. Matthew Robinson up 17 positions, along with Chris Schaefer. These guys are both up 17 positions for 3 and 4, and Christopher Berger has returned to the top 5, but he's down a position from where he originally started. Stephen Goldner in the 30 Ford, he's up 27 positions, and Donovan Ross is up 21 positions, sitting 7th. I mean, it just absolutely flipped the field here. Absolutely flipped the field. I mean, John Mateo's down 18 positions. Tim Chapman down 21. Robert Lynch down 15. I mean, just this field just got massively shuffled. Fortunately, we've got a couple of great guys up there for race control. Brandon Ishkanya and Dustin Rensteadel up there. So these guys are going to definitely get it squared away. Make sure these guys are in where they're supposed to be. As it looks like we got another set of wave rounds here. As these guys should be double filing, if I'm not mistaken. And that should be our new race leader here, Sean Grace, taking the front row. Rest of the guys are going to zoom around and get back behind. I believe Gavin Chatham ended up with a couple lead laps there. He'll be starting back in the 15th. Kyle Moonen starting 14th. Yeah, just an untimely caution here. He's going to do that one. Yeah, I think what happened to Randy Shreves is he's running there on the inside when he contacted that wall. I think something broke in the right front, and that's why he shot back up the track. And quick got out of the car, you know what I mean? He got out of the car, that way he could be sent to, so he could be immediately sent to pits and not cause a problem. Yet Jackson Lomax still hit him, so at this point, I'm kind of beside myself. But Jackson Lomax in the 31 has got to get in front of Tim Chapman to get another shot at this. But Lomax down 5 laps here, and let's go ahead and get it started here. And interesting to see, Sean Grace actually didn't utilize that restart zone. And go ahead and let Barney go ahead and wave that flag. Matthew Robinson enjoyed that jump. Now up 18 positions, sitting second. But watch out for this 15 machine to get it done here. But all these guys are going to be stopped. All these guys are going to be stopped because if I'm not mistaken, we got a tangle up here. Right now I'm showing Terry Landis. I believe Randy Shreves might be in it again here. Might be wrong. Maybe Kyle Moonen. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Some of our favorite drivers are out there kind of getting tangled up in some silly cautions here. Definitely not what we were seeing in the first half of the race. Let's see if we can take a look here at Kyle Moonen and see what happens here. Ah, okay. That's what ended up happening. All right, let me see if I can get a different angle of what happened here. And this actually starts a lot farther forward than you would think. This actually starts with Neil Strausser here. Kind of having to make a huge checkup here. Which ends up getting kind of everybody in trouble here at this point. Let's see if I can get us a good angle here. Definitely nasty. Let's try this one. All right, so we're taking a look here. It looked like Bill Calder in 325. Neil Strausser trying to find a way around. You see him bumping there right in, and once the checkup happens, Randy Shreves dives to the inside. And Kyle Moonen and Randy Shreves get hammered here. Randy Shreves is into the wall. Man. There's 2 broken race cars now. As these guys are going to kind of be nixed out on this one. Yeah, definitely a heartbreaker for Kyle Moonen here. Definitely, if I'm not mistaken, you can check him out on the Pitside podcast. Should have Roger Craig and Preston Kramer talking to Kyle Moonen out there. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Alrighty, so for the viewers out there that are on my channels out there that I can see you out there typing, who do you think might take away this one since we've broken away over that halfway point? I got Sean Grace in the lead, Robinson sitting second, Brad Wetzel in the third. Donovan Ross in his number 5 Chevrolet is sitting here in 7th. So right now he's doing pretty well. I don't want to take anything away from Steven Goldner. His 30 Ford, but this seems to kind of be what Steven Goldner does. He starts from the back and just somehow gets his way back to the front. And I just don't know how he does it. So right now he's about to be passing the entire field here and be sitting here for a 5th place run here if he can get past Chris Schaefer. And Barry Goldner back here in the 12th position. He's actually up 18 spots. Oh, not too shabby out of these guys. All right, we got a few guys still down pit here at this point. Tim Chapman is down pit. Jeremy Tate down pit. Neil Strausser down pit again. Might not be a bad idea here. Let's top off on fuel and get back out there. Maybe throw on a right side of tires. And fight their way back out onto the track. And live to fight another day. These other guys may have to pit for fuel again if we can stay under green. But it's definitely an idea. All right, hopefully the pace car lights turn off this time around. Right now I've got nobody down pit except Kyle Moonen. As I say that, I believe he is returned. Quick fast repair here for him, and he's going to try one more time. I think his last lifeline might be out. So hopefully Kyle Moonen able to continue his charge up toward the front. Not too shabby out of him. All right, so Kyle Moonen going to have to give this another round here. Pace car lights are off. Double stacking them again. Hopefully these guys are able to calm down. I know different pit strategies may play up on some of these drivers. Speaking of pit strategies, Roland Olsen had a 9-second pit stop. So hopefully he is not going to be loose out there on the track, as he is sitting back here in the 8th position. I believe Pat Boyce will be right next to him. Starting in the 8th, 9th position, these two guys are going to be right next to each other. So right now, a bunch of salty dogs rotating their way up toward the front here. Definitely somebody's looking for a dog bone. Of course, there was one up for grabs. Keep our eyeball out for that. Guys, go to C2CRL.com. Man, they got everything there. They got a racing school. You got ways you can sign up. This is a brand new asphalt league. So you'll see actually here tonight at Charlotte in the trucks. These guys are going to move to the Xfinities on Thursday and really duke it out there for another round at that track later this week with Travis Piercefield. But let's go ahead and stay here tonight. Sean Grace, away he goes. Ooh. All right, we'll see if race control does anything. I know you got to be super careful about changing lanes before the start-finish line, and I don't know. That may have been close. We'll keep an eye out for that. Brad Wetzel sitting second right now. Yeah, Matthew Robinson went ahead and gave that up and let him go on by. See if we can get a little wider peek here. See as Chris Schaefer's fighting in 4th. Seeing if he can get an angle on the inside of Matthew Robinson sitting 3rd. Caution. Kemper, Chapman, Aldrich. I think Jackson Lomax got in again. Looks like Bill Calder's mashed to pieces as well. I think Gary Sigelkow might be there as well. You gotta admit, from what I'm showing everything via my ticker here, Gary Sigelkow's been just about out of all of the wrecks here so far, but this one catches him. This one gets him. Right now, Gary Sigelkow sitting 28th. He's going to have to pit because he looks like he may have a lot of damage to that race truck. Holy cow. All right, let's rotate here. Look at this battle in front. I don't know what in the world happens here, but there's a 3-car pileup. Here it comes. There toward the front. Gary gets into John Rayner here. Yeah, Jackson Lomax kind of never lets off the gas there and continues to pile drive through. Yeah, that's one thing here about the cautions. When a caution does come out, you don't gain positions. It kind of stops you where it happened. And I think that's, I think kind of a misconception is a lot of guys don't, think it's old school and they need to continue pushing their way through. Like Days of Thunder, it'll be out of the way. No, once the caution comes out, you're locked into that spot. Whether you slid through the entire field or not, you're going to remain in that spot, and that's where you're going to be. Let's take another look at it from the top here. I'm unsure what happened. I think... Can't tell if this is Preston Cranmer up here. Or if that's Terry Landis. I think that might be Landis. 514 really gets hammered here. But it was kind of a compound issue. It happened all at once. I mean, we're 5 wide here. And I'm not quite sure if somebody slowed up and it just collected the rest of the field here. Definitely a nasty one. Bixler, boy, after that last wreck we saw him avoid, now he's collected in this one. Yeah, if I was guessing right there, we got Preston Kramer and Terry Landis inside of each other's truck here. Yeah, and John Rayner just getting hammered around, really nowhere to be. Kyle Moonen kind of watching it all happen. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, I wonder if there's a place we can be that we kind of can watch how all this kind of unfolds here without getting damaged up. Let's see if we can ride with Kyle Moonen. Man, it's just nowhere to go. Saw him kind of pop the back of Strausser there, fold in his rear bumper there. This is not exactly where some of these guys want to be. I mean, it's just kind of unfolding to be an uncertain situation here. Out there on the track. But I believe out there in the chat, you're asking if Robert Lynch will get the wave around here. I don't believe Robert Lynch is a lap down here. I'm showing Robert Lynch sitting 20th. Right now, the first person to lap down, if I'm not mistaken, should be John Rayner in the 302 Chevrolet. As it's showing via our ticker that Mr. Strausser is a lap down. But we'll kind of see who gets the wave around here. Normally when these guys double up, that's where you start seeing guys kind of shifting around and pushing their way the rest of the way around. Here at this point, I am not showing Robert Lynch a lap down here going into this restart. Alrighty, car's double stacking again. Let's get ready to get it going. See over there on our ticker, see who manages to stay alive on this one. John Rayner will be our first guy lap down here. Boy, oh boy, yeah, I think just on the cusp is Robert Lynch. Interesting to see if something is, see if Robert Lynch can get his butt back up there. I know he's supposed to be starting 23rd here. See if we can get up in that chopper cam. Rotating back to the front as we are double stacking here again. These guys got to be careful. Definitely Race Control has got their eyeballs on this. We start mashing them up to pieces too many times. Single file we go, and I tell you what, if I was a driver at single file, that makes it 10 times harder not being able to have a chance. And, you're looking at Brad Wetzel here in the 43. He may have a chance to pass the 27 here. Christopher Berger may have a chance to slide past Stephen Goldner and stay in front of him. But single file, now you're chasing everybody. All right, restart. Here we go. Sean Grace gets pulled away. 15 car, Matthew Robinson on the inside. Brad Wetzel, he's going to hold second here, but not for long. 43 may have the run out of the turn. 43 thought about ducking in, but no can do. Brad Wetzel's holding it here. Chris Schaefer sitting in fourth. Definitely after an early tangle up there with Chris Schaefer involved in it. Not too bad. Up 17 positions, sitting in the top 5. Can't complain too much about that. Christopher Berger wish he had his buddy of Jackson Lomax with him here. But doesn't look like that is going to happen this race. So far, so good. Looks like Matthew Robinson taking this inside line here, seeing if he can go ahead and sneak for a lead, but not yet. Not yet. Definitely interesting part about Charlotte. You hold a little higher into the turn going into 1. The turn will actually help you rotate into the turn and kind of dive the truck or car down and definitely give you the speed you want. Sean Grace is showing how it's done. It's exactly what he's doing. Is he's hanging a little higher going into 1, and that got him the edge he needed over Matthew Robinson and his Ford. Around these guys go. Yeah, there it is right there. And you see definitely the rotation. 27 not having to turn too much. Definitely has a good angle here, but Robinson's going to see if he can use a little bit of this draft here and run him down. Less than 1/10 of a second behind him at this point. Robinson's putting the pressure on. Sean Grayson sees him. He's got a mirror full of that, of that Ford behind him. Right now, Robinson's seeing if he can find a weak spot here. And right now, the weak spot for Sean Grace is this front stretch. And that may do it. Robinson aiming for the inside here. Battle for the lead. Robinson's got him at this point, but he's got to stay calm, cool, and collected. Turn exit will go to Sean Grace here. Whoa! Holy cow. 5:14 still on the track. Much, much slower than the rest of the field. Excellent job there by the 15 to 27 communication there to kind of say, hey, man, I won't put you in the wall, but please rotate up. Good job by these two guys here in the front. I'd have holy cow, my heart would be hammering at this point seeing that coming up on me. All right, looks like Matthew Robinson has secured the lead here. He's going to rotate up in front of the 27 here and see if he can get some lead laps. Same amount of laps left to go as the car that's in the lead, 15. Let's keep it going at this point. Matthew Robinson here in the lead. Looks like Christopher Berger here. Watching Chris Schaefer and Brad Wetzel's kind of duke it out here, but if I'm not mistaken, I think that's actually Chris Schaefer here on the outside of that 513 car that we saw battling around there. 514, excuse me. 514 and Nathan Aldrich here has now filed into the line here. Doesn't seem to be much slower now that he's got the draft and everybody else there. 514 and Nathan Aldrich, last pit on lap 42, so his tire's a little bit fresher than everybody else around him. So he's able to definitely hang with him. Yeah, Matthew Robinson looking pretty good out there. Hanging in the lead. Sean Grace isn't going to let him go that easy. Right now, everybody in the top, let me see, about back here to Devo, top 7 have all pit back on lap 28. So tires should be a good factor here as we're seeing this definitely tighten up. I would be concerned at this point about fuel if they're going to make it. Now, the more caution laps, the farther they can go, obviously. But if we can keep this thing green to the end, these guys will be sucking fumes. Devo trying to get a little fresh air there. Scrubs it on the edge of the apron. And now he's got Brendan Lacey and Steven Goldner around him. Definitely a tough duo when those two get together. But if I am not mistaken, I think Mr. Sigocal may have caught this one. 25 truck is around. Yellow flag out again. Yeah, that's just frustration right there. All right. Let's see what happened to Gary Sigocal here in the 25. And I would question, with the amount of practice time he puts in, how this happened. Let's take a look from the top side. Here he is. Gary Sigocal in 25, Robert Lynch toward the top. Uh-oh. Yep, right there. Yeah, it looked like either the car straightened out or maybe he kind of fixed his hands on the wheel there. Rayner, stop. Kind of hammers into his buddy Bixler there, and around he goes. Yeah, definitely something to see there. I'm a little curious here at this point as we're going through this replayer. We got a couple of guys pitting, Steven Bixler, John Rayner, and Gary Sigocal, the guys who were involved in this wreck here. Coming down pit road now. Let's take a look from the inside of the 25. See what happens to the wheel here. That was weird. Yeah, he was kind of off the gas there. Yeah, he was off the gas. Looked like he was trying to set up for the turn. Yeah, I don't know on this one. From this angle, it looks like Gary stops turning here. Right there. Rotates up and the two of them connect. Now, I will admit, there was some space between the two of these guys. Yeah, John Rayner just kind of plowing the West of the Ray through. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, it's going to be tight out here. For some of these drivers out here on the track. Ones I would be most concerned about at this point. 7th place and up, all last pitting on lap 28. They probably have about 7 or 8 laps here that have been under caution. So they might be able to stretch it here. Here to the end. But right now, like I said, that is going to be so close. Of how these guys end up taking this one on here. I don't know how this is going to kind of fare for some of our drivers out here, just fuel-wise. I mean, what happens at this point? Where do these guys go from here? You know, I don't know if they can make it, if they're going to be 2 or 3 laps short here. And I'm thinking, you know, some of these guys, like Brennan Lacey, Andrew Smith, these guys last pit on 33. Preston Cranmer back on 37. Along with Jeffrey Kemper back on lap 37. So that's exactly what these guys are hoping for is maybe some of them run out of fuel. They have to pit and then going to have to reshuffle up here. So it's definitely going to be tough. I think we got a few other drivers who are still up and out. Speaking of out, Jackson Lomax and Randy Shreve's garage. That's going to do it for them. John Rayner is still down pit trying to put his truck back together. And I think Gary Sigelcow was able to make it out of there. He's going to now be in the 28th position. Definitely giving it a good look. Robert Lynch up to 18th. Tim Chapman up to 15th. He's down. Unfortunately, Tim Chapman's down 12 positions here, but still top 15. Barry Goldner actually flipping it around, sitting 14th, but up 16 positions. Roger Craig sniffing just outside the top 10 here. Right now sitting 11th. Preston Cranmer. Really the two guys that run the show here. These guys starting kind of right next to each other, pretty close. See, as we shuffle this one up here a little bit, Andrew Smith snugging up. 7:47 in the 07. We'll have less than 10 laps to go right now for the race win. This is going to be pretty tight. Right now, so far in the season, this has only been week 3. Aiden Young comes away with the win last week, going that 2 for 2, had the pro lates and the race last week. And Roland Olson won the first race. Those two guys are obviously tied for 8th position in points. But Matthew Robinson sitting 15th in points. If he can squeeze a win out of this one, this should give him a huge boost. At least for probably a top 5 in points so early into the season. So this is going to be a good shootout here. Sean Grace is actually sitting 10th. And if he wins it, this could really rocket launch him into the top 5 in points as well. But it all comes down to this one. Hopefully this is going to be our last restart on the night. Let's see if Matthew Robinson, the 15 Ford, and Sean Grayson, the 27 Toyota. Let's see what they got for us. Green flag is out. 7 laps to go. Red Bull machine hanging there on the outside. Matthew Robinson down on the bottom. Let's see if he can get out in front of him, and that's the key. Matthew Robinson's got to get his nose out. And he doesn't. Not held out there. Brad Wetzel going to remove some of that downforce from the back of the 27 and give him a run into 3. 23 of Chris Schaefer seeing if he can think about helping here. 27's got the run, and now Matthew Robinson loses the lead here. But Matthew Robinson's got to stay calm here. He's holding the line, almost grabbing a little bite of that grass. As they dive back into one. Chris Schaefer now here with the 43. Seeing if he can hold Brad Wetzel on the top. Definitely making being a thorn in the side of Brad Wetzel all night here. As they continue battling here in the front. So far, Christopher Berger, the only one in the top 5 not under fire here at this point. And Matthew Robinson gonna, oh boy, try to tuck in there with Brad Wetzel, but Wetzel bumps him. Lets him know, no sir, you keep out of my way here. There's 5 to go. Once we cross that line. Matthew Robinson trying to find a way to sneak in here. He's got to get the drive from the 27 to actually pull around Wetzel here. Quick shot of the scoreboard here as we see the battle here for now second place. Definitely having some trouble here. 15 truck is falling off. And we saw Robinson having to spend a good bit of time there to try to run him down. But not enough doing here at this point. 4 to go. Definitely one of those drivers wish he could have restarted that, had a better start on that go there when the green flag came out, as Robinson is now off by almost half a second here. Off the lead, 27 may have been sandbagging it earlier in the race. Looking good here so far. Right now, Sean Grace, Wetzel, Robinson, and Schaefer. Schaefer sitting here in 4th. Now Christopher Berger's going to see if he can get him some. Christopher Berger here on the inside. What is Stephen Goldner doing? The 30 behind him. Stephen Goldner dives toward the bottom, and away he goes. Yes, sir. Right now, Berger bumps the bottom of that apron a little bit, and that gives Schaefer the run. Run toward the outside. 23 holds the outside. Number 2 down toward the bottom. Berger, they make contact. Good job touching right before 3. Let him know you're there. Now the 23 is going to give him a little bit more back. This should be good here with only 2 left to go once we hit the line. Stephen Goldner seeing if he can sneak his way into the top 5 here. Chris Schaefer's in his way. But not for long. Stephen Goldner on the outside. Right now, 23 sends it a little bit deeper into the turn here. Rotates up in front of the 30. Good block. Yeah, definitely keeping moving here. Robinson falling big time off the lead. Almost 3/4 of a second. Sean Grace holding in front of Brad Wetzel. We'll rotate up there here momentarily as we get a battle here. It's still 4/5. Chris Schaefer on the outside. Goldner's got the run. Andrew Smith seeing if he can get a 2-for-1 deal here on the inside, and they go. Got him. Right now, Schaefer battling for everything he's got here. Schaefer on the outside trying to push his way through. Oh, man. Yeah, definitely Andrew Smith bucking out of the way of that one. 23 got scared of that wall. That puts Goldner up there. Brad Wetzel trying to run down the 27. Nothing left. Sean Grace coming away with a race win here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Excellent job there. Sean Grace coming in first position. Brad Wetzel in the second and Matthew Robinson in the third. Not too shabby out of these boys out here. Excellent job. Yeah, you want to talk about Stephen Goldner here. Stephen Goldner in the 4th. Up 29 positions. Holy cow. 29 positions. So if anybody can beat that on the Xfinity League, hats off to them because that is going to be tough. We'll see if they are driver of the week next week when you guys join me. If you want to join me on Tuesday, trust me, C2C's got plenty of races out there, especially during this holiday season. You guys will be with Travis Piercefield Wednesday and Thursday for the upcoming run here. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken in saying these guys should be at Lincoln Speedway all day tomorrow, and Williams Grove on the Flatline Racing Body Thursday Night Thunder. So if you guys are interested in the Asphalt League, I'll tell you what, come back here, and they're going to be putting 60 laps down in the Xfinity cars for that one. So that should be good. I'm excited to see how that one turns out. Alrighty. righty. That should put a couple of our guys. I think some of these guys are locked and loaded and ready for me. Let's go ahead and have a chat with our third place finisher here, Matthew Robinson. Oh, man, Matthew Robinson, talk to me here, bud. You had the lead. What happened out there? The tires wear down on you?
Oh yeah, battling Grace when I was on the bottom, it just wore my right front, right rear out. I couldn't. At the end of that, I was hitting the wall on the outside of 4.
Yeah, it was definitely looking tough, man. You had a fast truck here tonight, and I noticed you when you were battling with Sean Grace there, it took you a few laps to run him down. That late caution, I think, kind of did you in there, bud.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. If I could have had more of a green flag run, I would have been perfectly fine. I think I would have started to pull away pretty good.
All right, man. Well, definitely it was a good charge here tonight at Charlotte. What could have gone differently, really kind of turn your luck around, to be able to get up front? Because you kind of, from the outside here, man, you kind of had a kind of a crummy qualifying time.
Yeah. Lap 1 of the qualifying run, my right tires going on the apron, went above the blue line, gave me the black flag. So I had to restart, and I only had 1 qualifying lap to do it. So.
Oh, yeah.
Kinda
Okay.
screwed
Well,
myself.
I was wondering, man, because we had eyeballs on you and saw you coming back down pit road. I was like, oh, no, what in the world happened here? You can't slow down in the middle of your warm-up lap because that is definitely going to slow you down there, man. But still, up 17 positions here for a third-place finish. Matthew Robinson, man, give me your shout-outs here, bud.
Shout-outs to my parents, my wife, my kids, Turn 1 Racing, you, Patrick. We've gotten to know each other pretty well. Really enjoying this.
Oh, yeah. All right, Matthew. Well, definitely we will keep an eye out for you, especially on Wednesday nights as well. I'll be watching you, man. We got some work to do out there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
have a good night.
Good. Hey, good luck to you, and hey, I'm gonna be watching you guys in the Xfinity run.
Sounds good.
All righty, everybody. Matthew Robinson in the 15 Ford, getting it done here for that third place finish. That moves us to second. That, of course, being Brad Wetzel. He got it done. Definitely a good battle here with Brad Wetzel. Brad, talk to me here a little bit about these guys who were around you all night.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We had some good green flag runs there. There was a lot of clean racing, and during those times, cautions kind of stacked up a little bit and worked out in our favor.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be take the wind out of your sails there. You get going, you start getting kind of a groove down, and then bam, caution gets you. But it definitely tough here, man. Right now, you're sitting 12th in points, second place finish. This should really pick up the pace for you and get you slid higher into the rung here. How confident are you feeling about the rest of the season coming up?
I feel okay. I got a couple good people on my side, Sean, Grace, and Kyle. We tend to run together and race outside in real life, so we practice, and hopefully we'll continue to do our thing for the rest of the season.
All right, man. Definitely excited to see what you guys can lay down in that upcoming run. Xfinity Series Thursday, you guys will return back if you stay for the Asphalt League heading into Thursday at Charlotte. But I want to talk to you a little bit about next week where we end up at Texas. How confident are you feeling there at that? Kind of the same deal that you've got here at Charlotte.
I feel pretty confident any mile and a half that we go to. Those kind of are my niche.
All right, man. What do you think the difference was that Sean Grace kind of had over you tonight and the reason you didn't come away with the win here?
The little bit better right front tire. It was all about saving the right front.
All right, man. Definitely. I kind of hear that's kind of the norm, man. That right front tire can just barely hold on out there. So go ahead and give me your shout-outs here, Brad, and let's get you out practicing for Texas.
Yeah, I got to say thanks to you for doing the broadcast. It's always fun. Thanks to Roger and everyone else that's involved with the league and putting the races on. It's fun to come out here.
All righty, Brad. In the 43 Chevrolet. Second place finish tonight, bud. Great job.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Brad Wetzel gotten it squared away. Of course, that brings us to our race winner here tonight, Sean Grace. You want to talk about him on the move. Really, I wouldn't say I didn't think he had it, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. Sean Grace definitely had that run out here tonight in that 27 Toyota. 8 positions up for the win here tonight. What was the key for the win here, bud?
The key was tire wear for the most part. Then at that end, it was just go with all you got. No tires at that point.
Yeah, it was definitely a crazy run out there. Matthew Robinson had the run on you there for a little bit, but were you kind of, lack of better term, were you sandbagging a little bit for a little bit of that tire wear later in the run?
No, not at all. He completely surprised me when he passed me. I thought if I just held the outside line, there was no way he was gonna get by me, and he just drove right on by, and I thought I was done. So I got lucky, and we had that caution, and I knew I had to get a good restart, and he almost cleared me on the restart, and it would have been game over. But if you can hold him down there, you can really wear their tires out.
Oh, yeah, definitely for sure. And that's what we were looking at from the booth here, man, is just if he was able to get, that bumper right in front of you, that may have been it. He'd have blocked you until doomsday, but, you kept a fender on him, and that was able to hold him down toward the bottom, which was really just a great driving there to get that around. So your great driving gets you the win here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Tire wear was really one of the big factors here that you say is kind of something to keep in mind. But we move to Texas next week. I mean, how confident are you feeling there? And what's your biggest hurdle at that track?
Texas gets tight out of 2. You definitely got to be easy on the tires there. Normally I'm not that great at these 1.5 miles. I mean, once I'm good with tire wear, but man, when those short runs, I just don't have the speed some of them guys do.
Yeah, definitely for sure. And Texas, with them removing some of that banking out of the turns, it just makes it almost impossible to really, get that turn exit you're looking for. It's all about the entry, and really that halfway in the middle. I've talked to a lot of drivers. They say it's just an absolutely, car and tire destroying to figure out how to get the right angle on the way in. And I wish you the best of luck there, man, because you're going to need a lot of practice. You got a lot of drivers. Right now, 29 to be exact tonight, we're running you down, and I'm sure just that many next week will be up for up to the task to try to put you down here, bud, because you made a hell of a run here tonight, and it was really a real treat to watch there, bud.
Yeah, I had a blast racing with Matt Robinson there at the end. A couple weeks ago, me and him wrecked together going for the win, so it was nice to be able to race it out and put on a show at least.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely a lot cleaner then, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, man. Dude, go ahead and give me a shout-out, so let's get you ready for Texas.
For the most part, Roger Craig, he puts in a lot of hours for this stuff, and I know that there's sorry, I'm new to this league, but there's someone that sponsors this. Is it Chapman?
Cool, Ray. But yes, if you're talking about the race itself, yes.
Okay, yeah, I really appreciate them because that stuff pays for the broadcast, and our friends can watch us race, and we can have fun doing it.
Oh yeah, now's the chance where you hit like on the video, and now you show your friends about you owning the track here tonight.
Absolutely.
See?
Yeah, last week I felt like I had a win, and I spun out after a pit stop and trapped all my buddies a lap down, so they've been talking mad crap all week, so it's nice to redeem myself there too.
Attaboy. Make sure you share that link every single time. Go, oh, what's that? What's that? Oh, here you go.
Absolutely.
All right, Sean. Definitely excited to see what you got for us next week, bud. Good job tonight.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Sean Grace coming away with the win here tonight. That was awesome. I don't know about you guys, but that really made a lot of our nights here so far, getting it squared away. Simtrax Broadcasting, as always, coming to you on the Topside Tuesday. Gambler Motorsports Night. Awesome job. We saw the pro lates, how well that went. Templeton really squaring that one off. And then we see here Sean Grace coming away with the win here at Charlotte. Fantastic job by both those drivers here tonight. Just keep in mind, C2CRL.com. Guys, you can find their schedule. You can find the standings. And if you want to sign up, give the Asphalt League a try or the Dirt. I mean, I'll tell you what, I think they've got over 20 divisions. We're broadcasting at least 10 of them. And really, they're always looking for newcomers to come out here and really see if they can put on a great show for everybody out here tonight. Man, it's one of those places that you got to be and make happen. But also, I want you guys to check out SimtraxBroadcasting.com. I know we're off a couple of weeks for a couple of the leagues I'm doing because, guys, let's go ahead and enjoy the holidays, spend time with your family, especially with your kids. I'm going to spend time with my kids when I get out of here and then enjoy their company for the week that I have them. But appreciate you guys joining us here at Simtrax Broadcasting. I'll catch up with you guys later, so be well, be safe, be kind, and I'll catch you guys next time.